Okay. 잠깐만. Right. So, before I start, let us imagine. Imagine a moment when a race is about to begin. Here, I drew a little picture to help you out understand. It took me 2 hours to draw this. Now, the tension is getting high. Boom! With a gunshot, the race starts, and the runners start running to the finish line. Everyone's shouting for their runner. Then, the unimaginable happens. The runner in the lead trips. Everyone falls silent. To make the situation even worse, the runner in the lead has broken his ankle. Then, to everyone's surprise, the runner gets back up and starts limping to the finish line. And even though he comes in last, he finishes the race. Now, I have a question. What would you do when you are in the race, like looking at the situation? If it were me, I would clap. Because, he's done a great thing, right? Now, why am I telling you this? Because today, I'm going to tell you another runner story. My own running story. Yeah, so when I first came to KongjuNUHS from Australia, I was young, wishing to be someone great. So when my 100% pure Asian, strict father, like, this one, telling me to study hard, to get the A+, and win the race to the uni, I was fully bought in. As I entered the not so much of a door of KongjuNUHS, because back then, if you didn't know, there was no door, but just pillar of rock standing there, I decided I would dedicate myself to studying. Yeah, so this is my timetable. As you can see, waking up at 7 a.m. to study and going back to sleep at 1 a.m., my mind filled with things I'll do tomorrow, I was giving everything that I can to the race, to the uni. As the enthusiastic runner that I was, my mind was based on a singular assumption that if I can make it in the first midterm exam, I can make it happen. I can be the great person. So, when the familiar sound of the bell rang, I took a deep breath and turned the test paper over. Okay. So my pen didn't stop moving. My mind was filled with enthusiasm and hope as I filled out the answer. So let's see what grade I got. Boom, 132 out of 180. Wait, what? Okay, I put my glasses down, rolled my eyes, and then checked again. Okay, the numbers were still the same. I went home to my bed to cry. I realized this race I was running in had too many people ahead of me. I was way behind. So what did I do? Like the pro that I am, I stood up, brushing up the dust. I studied again, even harder. Not long after this time, the second exam, the final, came. Now, this time, I knew it was going to be different. Everyone was cheering for me to get a good grade in the exam. Yeah, okay, so they were saying things like, Byeonggwan, your effort is unmatched by other people. Or things like, Byeonggwan, if you don't get a good grade, who would get a good grade? I was the runner in the lead. How can I be not sure that I would get a good grade if everyone is saying things like that? So I picked up my pen with confidence. Now, when the grades came out, I crossed my finger and looked at the result. 126. Okay, I don't have to take off my glasses this time to realize what's happening. I went back to my bed to sleep, crying. When I woke up, I decided I'll try even harder this time. So I pressed onward. I was running too fast to give up. Then one day, I woke up and it was 8 a.m. and the class had already begun. And it wasn't the usual alarm clock that woke me up, but the teachers telling me that I was late to class. This continued on. I would wake up late, I dozed off in class, in lunch, dinner, and in break times. And I realized this is not because I lacked sleep or not have the will to continue. It's because I no longer had the strength to continue. And it was at this moment that I knew I can't do this anymore. I had fallen. I still tried to go on afterwards. Yeah, and to make the matters even worse, I would get more nervous for not being able to study as I did in my summer vacation when I was at my brightest moment. I would have constant regret for getting this question wrong, getting that question wrong. A vicious cycle was set in my head, like this one. And no amount of success could keep me out of the cycle. And just a tiny bit of failure would put me back in the cycle. I realized I broke my ankle. The end was nigh. Now, if this is all that it is, I would be standing here talking to you guys. So I pressed onward, like the kid with a broken ankle. To be honest with you, I was scared even to walk because every step was painful, both physically and mentally, reminding me of those people who were already up ahead. I cried countless times, always living with the thought of leaving the school. But I stayed and went on, believing in the words of the famous philosopher Nietzsche, that which does not kill us only makes us stronger. Every time I suffered with fear or sadness, I believed this moment to be just a torture. I never thought I would learn anything from it. Yeah, from within the vicious cycle, I learned resilience. So I learned to hold on, press onward, even in the midst of failure. I never thought I would get any better. I mean, who would think you can run with a broken leg? But only after I got up more than 60 places in mass did I realize the fact. Yes, I can run. Yeah, oh, okay. So, this runner story is mine and yours, only in different shape and form. We often focus on a single success, not at the whole pathway. We think when we fall over, that's it, it's all over. Just like I did, when you fail, that fall utterly destroys your mental capacity to continue onward, and you're left there, crying in your bed. The end maybe is nigh, and you might not make it in the first place. Just like the runner, just like me. I'm sorry, that's the bitter truth. But that can never, ever be the reason of why you should stay down. There is a reason why we cheer for the fallen runner who got up. That's because it's harder to get back up with a broken ankle and start running back to the finish line. And we all know, deep in our heart, the courage and effort required to keep running with a broken ankle is greater than just coming in the first place. So go out and fail, then get back up. And when you feel like giving up, you might just realize that the finish line is already behind you. Thank you.